The desert begins without warning. One moment, the land feels familiar. The next, it becomes silence, stone, and sky stretching beyond imagination. This is Baja California. Not the beaches, not the resorts, not the postcards, but the interior. The real Baja California most people will never see. A peninsula torn from the mainland millions of years ago, drifting slowly northwest along the restless boundary of tectonic plates. The earth here is splitting, inch by inch, year by year. The gulf widens. The land fractures. Baja is not fixed. It is woven. Mountains rise from desert floors like broken teeth. Granite spines glow gold under a brutal sun. Volcanic fields ripple across the horizon. Frozen waves of black basalt hardened mid-eruption. This landscape was forged in fire, then abandoned to heat and wind. Rain rarely falls here. In some regions, years pass between true storms. The sun dominates everything. Bleaching rock, cracking soil, pulling moisture from flesh and bone. Daytime temperatures climb beyond comfort, beyond mercy. The air shimmers. Distance becomes illusion. And yet, life persists. Cardón cacti rise, like silent cathedrals, some standing for centuries, arms lifted toward an empty sky. They are among the tallest cacti on Earth, towering over the desert. Their skin stores water from storms that may never return. Their shadows are small but precious. Between them, ocotillo branches twist upward like skeletal fireworks frozen in time. Creosote bushes release a sharp, resinous scent when the rare rain touches dust. Every plant here is an adaptation, a lesson in endurance. At dawn, the desert is not dead. It breathes softly. Coyotes move along dry arroyos, their paws silent on sand. Black-tailed jackrabbits flicker through low scrub, ears translucent. In the rising light, roadrunners streak across open ground with prehistoric intensity. In rocky outcrops, rattlesnakes coil in the warmth stored from yesterday's sun. This is a land of scarcity, and scarcity sharpens everything. But Baja is not only desert. On one side of the peninsula, the Pacific crashes with cold force, currents descending from the Arctic, carrying nutrients from the deep. On the other side, the Gulf of California lies warmer, calmer, a long blue corridor separating Baja from the mainland. Between these waters, life explodes. The surrounding seas are among the most biologically rich on the planet. Whale sharks glide through plankton clouds like slow-moving constellations. Pods of dolphins slice through glassy surfaces. Massive blue whales migrate along these waters, the largest animals ever to exist, surfacing briefly in silver breath, before disappearing into depths that feel infinite. Sea and desert meet without transition. Cliffs of volcanic rock drop directly into turquoise water. Empty beaches stretch 4 miles without a single footprint. Tide pools shimmer with alien forms anemones, brittle stars, crabs armored in color. The paradox is overwhelming. A land defined by drought is bordered by one of the richest marine ecosystems on Earth. Inland, mountain ranges rise sharply from flat basins. The Sierra de la Giganta folds across the peninsula in dramatic ridges, carved by tectonic uplift and relentless erosion. Canyons cut deep into volcanic rock, some hiding freshwater springs that have flowed for thousands of years. Palm oases appear unexpectedly, green explosions in an otherwise monochrome world. Water is memory here. Where it gathers, life multiplies. Bighorn sheep navigate near vertical cliffs with impossible balance. Their hooves grip rock faces where gravity seems negotiable. They move with ancient confidence across terrain that would defeat most predators. Above them, golden eagles ride, thermals rising from heated stone. Their shadows sweep across canyon walls, painted by time in reds, browns, and ash-gray layers, a visible record of eruptions, sedimentation, and collapse. Geologically, Baja is young and old at once. It carries scars of volcanic fury from millions of years ago. Yet the forces that shaped it are still active. The San Andreas fault system extends its influence here. The peninsula continues its slow migration away from mainland Mexico, a continental fragment adrift. Stand in the open desert at midday and you feel it. The scale, the exposure, the indifference. There are places here where human presence feels accidental, No roads, no signal, no sound but wind moving across stone. The sky dominates everything, vast and unbroken, turning from harsh cobalt to molten orange as the sun descends. At night, Baja transforms. With no artificial light to compete, the stars arrive in impossible numbers. The Milky Way stretches like a luminous river from horizon to horizon. The desert cools rapidly, releasing heat stored in rock. The air becomes crisp, almost fragile. In the darkness, unseen life awakens. Kangaroo rats emerge, bounding across sand in delicate arcs. Scorpions glow faintly under ultraviolet starlight. Owls glide silently through canyons, guided by sound alone. The desert is not empty. It is simply patient. Storms, when they come, are violent. Remnants of Pacific hurricanes sometimes sweep northward, unleashing torrential rain on soil that cannot absorb it. Dry riverbeds transform into raging torrents within minutes. Flash floods carve new channels through alluvial fans, rearranging the land in a single night. What seems permanent is rewritten by water's brief return. In those moments, the desert blooms. Seeds that have waited years erupt in color: purple, yellow, white. Entire hillsides transform into temporary gardens. Insects hatch in synchronized abundance. The air hums with sudden life. And then, as quickly as it came, the bloom fades back into dust. Time operates differently here. Cacti grow slowly, adding centimeters over decades. Rocky roads grain by grain. Marine life migrates in cycles older than recorded history. Baja is a study in endurance, a reminder that survival does not require abundance, only adaptation. The coastline tells another story. Sea lions gather on remote rocky outcrops, their calls echoing across water. Gray whales travel thousands of kilometers to give birth in protected lagoons, their massive bodies moving gently through shallow nurseries. Mothers lift calves toward the surface for first breaths in water that feels ancient. Everything here is movement. Plates shifting, currents flowing, animals migrating, storms advancing. Yet the landscape feels eternal. The sun sets behind jagged peaks, igniting the sky in crimson and gold. The mountains become silhouettes. The desert floor cools. The ocean darkens into ink. In this fading light, Baja reveals its true nature. It is not empty. It is elemental. A place where tectonic forces pull continents apart, where deserts meet oceans without apology, where life survives on the edge of possibility, where silence is not absence, but presence, thick and immense. Few will stand in its deepest valleys. Fewer still will witness the peninsula's most remote coasts. But the Rio de Baja California endures, indifferent to being seen. Here, the earth is stripped to essentials: rock, water, wind, fire, salt, bone. And in that raw simplicity, you understand something humbling. We call this wilderness extreme, but to the planet, this is simply normal.